sometimes we get a situation where a son or daughter get in contact with us, and one of their parents has a care need,
Mm,
and their other parent is essentially looking after them,
mm,
but often frail themselves,
yeah,
starting to have some health issues, and don't know what they'd do if something went wrong.
yeah.
Um, and the son and daughter has had a conversation with us, and they've kind of made the suggestion that we have a meeting, and they get the response, "We're fine, we're coping."
Mm,
Um, what would you say there?
mm. It's about framing it in a way that makes the spouse that is sort of doing the heavy lifting, if you like, um, feel like we're there to help them to do that better. So essentially, not threatening anyone's sense of autonomy or anyone's sense of like we're not telling anyone they're not doing a good enough job. Essentially, so as much as it's about framing it, it's legitimate, right? It's not a manipulation here. We are genuinely there to do whatever it takes for both parties to thrive, and if that means predominantly actually shifting focus onto one person so that they can keep a better focus on the other person, then that's what we do. So the assessment from our perspective, but that initial meeting with both husband and wife, if you like, or both parts of the relationship might be around tell me what you're doing and tell me what you would like help with, and tell me what questions you have. So it's almost like an indirect assessment, so that we get our foot through the door essentially, and make sure that ultimately both people are being supported as well as possible.
And what would you say to um, that, um, say, wife who's doing the heavy lifting,
Yeah.
when you sit down with them? What's the conversation for you?
The conversation is understanding what her day to day looks like. Um, and for the most part, I mean, it's quite hard to sort of generalize, but for the most part, thinking back over these scenarios, it's about often reminding, in this example, that lady that she has a life too. And whilst she might be doing an incredible job of supporting her partner, she has a right to flourishing too. And most of the time in those scenarios, one person's life has become very isolated as a result of caring so thoroughly for the other person. So there's usually a point in the conversation where you see an acknowledgement of a loss of something, be it a club they used to go to, a relative they used to visit, or a friend that used to visit them, even that doesn't feel comfortable to. There's usually a way to go, okay, what's one thing you would have back in your life so that you can then, it's so that they can then be a good carer again, right? Um, it's very rare that you don't get that. And then that's where we go, right? We go genuinely where the need is. And if that's where the need is, and of course, like we've said before, people say, gosh, I wish we'd had you sooner, because that very quickly expands. When someone feels that they trust the person that's there to support them, and we're not there to take over from them and to tell them they're doing it wrong, then suddenly that our support role for them supporting can expand exponentially. Yeah.